You guys, right? Saggies, Aries, Leo. Hope things are good for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's take a look at what's going on the coming up in Patreon. I'm going to be doing a live on Thursday, the 24th, about the new moon in Taurus and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. If you checked out all of that reading I did yesterday, or that video I did yesterday about all the retrogrades, there's going to be, Pluto is going into retrograde on the 24th. We've talked a lot about Pluto in conjunction with Chiron, not Chiron. That would be interesting though. Pluto in conjunction with Jupiter. So all of this is about massive transformation. And in Capricorn, it's tough. It's hard work. But here's the thing I want to say to you guys. Pluto is about your shadow self. And if you are awake, if you are woke, if you are walking a spiritual path, if you are watching tarot readings, you probably are, most likely. You are on a spiritual path. You have been looking at your shadow self. You have been doing the work. So not going to be as hard for you. Just want to say that to you, okay? There are things might be coming out of the shadows because Pluto is the death card. It is the card of transformation, but it's also the card of the things that happen to us or work on us subconsciously. So if you feel a subconscious, if you feel a pull to call somebody or a pull to do something, it's likely that it is your subconscious, coming through. You can get messages that way, right? If you're very much open to hearing things, sometimes things come through in dreams. That when you're awake, your mind is. I'm not talking about being woke. I'm talking about being, physically awake in the daytime. That your mind is very strong. You can shut down things. When you're woke, when you're walking that path, you're less likely to do that. Look at this. Regeneration. Things coming back from the past. Really? Yes. All that glitters. The fates. This person that's coming back is going to be shiny. Or you're going back to them, or they're going back to you. They're going to be very shiny. It's going to seem very... It's going to seem very beautiful. It's a fated meeting. However it happens, like I said, you could butt dial them. They could say something on Facebook that you see. Maybe you haven't seen them on Facebook for a while. Maybe you haven't seen them. All of a sudden, you're seeing them. Also, all of a sudden, you could something could remind you of them. Same thing goes on their side. There's some way of you coming back together. It has to happen. Okay? It's happening because it has to happen. There's something here that's undone. Check out the air reading. In the air reading, the fire signs were holding back. Here, what's happening is wanting to speak truth, wanting to be clear. That's what's coming up from your subconscious, wanting to clear the air. King of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands. There you are, my darling. Whoop! Five of Swords, Fool. This is a different deck. It's the same deck. I have two decks like this. Page of Pentacles, Chariot, Three of Wands. I feel like this Five of Swords has come up a couple times. There's change in the wind. Wanting to get off on a good foot here. Clarify the Five of Swords for me. Ten of Cups. Page of Swords. Wow. Devil energy. Wheel, Ten of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Capricorn, Virgo energy, more Sag here. This Virgo energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer. All right, I feel like there is a water sign here. This person could be exhibiting water, water sign energy, speaking truth about passion, truth about their feelings. I don't know if you believe them. Five of Swords. I think you might feel like you're being, like somebody is not telling the whole truth here, or somebody is trying to get one over on you. You could feel that way. I feel like you might move forward with this person anyway, but you're having this distinct, there's some karmic energy between the two of you that needs to be looked at. That's what you're feeling. Okay. And so you're wanting this clarity around the situation. You're wanting that. I do feel like they are having a hard time speaking their feelings, but they're not having a hard time speaking their mind or passion, right? They're going right to this thoughts and passion part. I feel like it's the feelings. What could come through, the message that gets, the message that comes through is about love. The message that comes through is about this. But I don't think that's where we're going here. I think that that's the conversation that needs to happen is about feelings. One of you is really, I feel like that's the other person is not really good at this, not really good at speaking feelings, good at speaking what they're thinking, good at speaking about passion. If you jump in, this could move really fast. If you decide to move forward with this person, you could jump in really fast. This could be somebody, this could be a pattern, or this could be an actual person. I'm not seeing anything coming back from the past, but I am seeing regeneration. And we're talking about Pluto in retrograde, Venus coming into retrograde in mid-May, where old lovers show up. This could be something that you might feel is too good to be true. You might feel taken advantage of. You might feel this is too good to be true. That this person shows up and starts saying all this stuff. Okay, they start talking about love right off the bat. This is a soulmate. This could even be a past life soulmate. King of Wands. Three of Swords. Seven of Wands. 10 of Swords. Star. Okay, so in the past, whether this was past life or this was this life, the old thing, the previous connection, right? The thing that's being, that was burned to the ground had to completely end. The new thing that's coming in is a much more healing thing. Watch the air sign reading. This is very similar to that. The only thing is the fire sign really wasn't wanting to speak the truth. And it lent an air of mistrust. I feel like, fire sign, you're feeling like this person is talking about love again, talking about all of these things again, and you're like, hold up. Like it's too good to be true, what they're saying. There's a lack of trust here in what they're saying to you. Okay? So I do think you might take a leap of faith with this person because there is healing that needs to happen here. A new beginning, Page of Pentacles, a new beginning. Chariot and Three of Wands. I feel like you both have been manifesting this. You both have been manifesting this. Okay? I see a lot of different signs here. I see this could be another fire sign with you here, fire sign. You could be fire with some air, and this person has water and earth, right? And they are passionate about you. What comes out here is this clearing of the air. There's a misunderstanding here. I feel like it was a very hurtful misunderstanding. Very hurtful indeed. You could have been the one hurt fire sign. I'm not sure that they know that. I'm not sure that they understand how hurt you were by the misunderstanding or by the what happened in the past. If this is a brand new person coming on your path, this is a past life soulmate. This is a very powerful karmic soulmate that is working on getting this thing healed for themselves, and you're the key to it. They also hold a key for you in that you are going to be looking very closely at how they're talking and what they're saying. And you're saying, only if we go down a different road this time, I want to start fresh, but I really want to start on a new footing, start on a new path. So let's get it all out in the open. Bring it. Bring it. I want to hear it. Because the only way this is going to be going forward is if we bring it, is if we both, no holes barred, say everything we need to say. Say it all. Don't hold anything back. This other person may be harboring fantasies of 10 of Cups, maybe an immature fantasy of 10 of Cups. But you'll never know if you don't get to the other side of this by saying everything. And that could be some things that you thought were really going to hurt this person that you didn't say before. Same goes with them. They need to hear the truth. And they need to say their truth. Okay? There's a little bit of self-servingness here that the person, this person needs to unburden themselves and say all this stuff. I feel like you could be feeling like you're a dumping ground for their feelings, or you're being a dumping ground for them, seeking absolution. I'm not really seeing forgiveness here yet, but I am seeing a willingness to be open to what they're saying, even if you feel like they're trying to, some of the things they say might be very hurtful. It's also that some of the things you say back to them might also be very hurtful. This could be a very hurtful situation, but it is about growth. It's not necessarily about love yet. I feel like the feelings might have been more on this other person's part than yours. And that's why this is an imbalance. Okay? The feelings could have been more on the water, earth side. I feel like they rejected their feelings. And now they're coming back and saying, no, I have all these feelings. That's the subtext. They're talking about thinking and passion. The subtext is that they had more feelings than they let on before. Okay? They definitely had more feelings than they let on. So now, I feel like you're feeling very, I'm going to take a fresh deck here about this Five of Swords. Something about evening the score. Hierophant, Page of Pentacles again, Queen of Wands again, Wheel again, Death, transformation. Okay, so this conversation is a healing one. I feel like there's some things going to be said that you're not necessarily wanting to hear. And I also feel like you're going to say some things that they don't want to hear. But I also feel like in order to move forward and gain healing and transformation, it's got to happen. This is very similar to the air sign reading. Very interesting how it's kind of mixed up together. All right, let's see where we go here. All right, what happens if you do that? They're going to say some things you don't want to hear. You're also going to say some things they don't want to hear, but let's see. Let's see about how this might unfold. So I see Cancer. I see Capricorn, Cancer, Capricorn, Cancer, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus. All right, that's what I'm seeing. So I'll look at those in the extended. All right, we'll see where we go. I'll do my timing cards there too. All right. All right. Link is below for that. Also the link to Patreon if you want to get in on the lives over there. I also do the monthly readings, this pure Zodiac, one Zodiac readings for the month. Those are starting to get populated for May. April is already in there. All right. I'll see you over there.